you talked about it real quick, but how does your relationship with money evolved over the past 5 years?
A lot. Let's just say that. And when I talk about relationship with money, like it sounds like something woo woo. There's like, there's the woo woo part, which can sound crazy. There's the woo woo part of like really me connecting to the energy of money. But there's the very practical thing, like for example, like ignoring money, like when money comes in, not tracking your money and all these things. It's very much like it's like, oh, I'm ignoring money. I'm not going to look at it. And all these things, paying attention to money, fighting for money. Like that's another one. It's like not making your offers. It's like not fighting for money. It's like, how do you want money to come to you? Like if you're not making your offer in your business, you see what I mean? It's like all these things. So there is the again the woo woo part, but then there's like, for me, woo woo always leads to practical, like very pragmatic, like let's look at things. What's happening right now? You know? For me, for example, like when I'm not paying attention to money, when I'm not paying attention to what's coming in, it's not very shocking a lot of the times when like it's almost like it stalls, like but then like it's so interesting how like there have been times where like I'm not paying attention, and the day that I will open my Google sheet and I start tracking things, money comes in. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm giving money, I'm giving energy to that, paying attention to that, kind of like that. Yeah. So like if you were talking about like how did I go from uh like believing like the girl who was praying in church, don't give me too much money, to now, it's just been a process, really. A process of, and I feel like a lot of it is I have much more confidence in myself, meaning like in knowing that inside of me, even though a part of me can be a little bit corrupt, like all humans, despite that fact, I have something inside of me that is really pure, that I can connect to anytime I choose to connect to. That I can wake up anytime I choose to wake up. And when I fall, I can always even go back to that part. And that part of me is forgiveness. It's love. It's unconditional. It's never judging, and I can always lean on that, and be like, okay, Dihessa, you made a mistake. It's okay. You can get back up and then continue. Yeah.
And do you think the spiritual community has a toxic relationship with money?
Toxic relationship with money?
Yeah.
I don't know about spiritual community has toxic relation. I think it's individual, really. Like every single person has their own, you know, um, relationship with money, like how they look at it. It's based on, like everybody's experience, right? There are people who are very spiritual, like very spirituality minded, who are like very free with money. Like they're like, when it's like very free money, they have very little congestion, or very. And then there are some who will say things like I've heard this one before. You should not charge for spirituality. Yeah, right, fine. Yeah, like and you can choose to not charge for spiritual, and I'm okay with it, right? But for you to judge another because they charge you for it, right? My spirituality, my spiritual growth, I had to pay for it, by the way. Just saying.
What's your take on the coaches who say the universe will provide and do zero strategy?
No, that's bullshit. I'm not going to do the fifth on that one. What the hell? I say heaven will do its part and you do your part. How about that? You do your part, heaven will, even if that's the terms that you use, the universe will provide. The universe will meet you where you meet it, in my opinion. The universe is not going to come down and do the work for you. It's not going to do any of that, right? But yes, the universe will meet you where you meet it.
What does that mean?
That means the human you has to take action. The human you has to learn like how do I put my work out there in a way that feels so good to me, that feels so good to my clients, that feels really like very pulling, like people like are excited to get to work with you, like all the things, like whether it's marketing, like there are so many different ways to do marketing. You get to choose one way, you get to take action, you get to show up, you get to, like how are people going to find you if you're not out there? Is the universe coming? No, the universe is not coming. It's like you go out there, you do your part, you show up, you share with passion what you stand for, and then it will pull the people who are looking for you towards you. That's it. As simple as that. Yeah.
And what does manifesting money actually mean to you?
Manifesting money to me means really like, first of all, choosing what is it that you want when it comes to money, and then doing the things that you choose to do as well in regards to receiving the money, and really creating many pathways for money to come to you. That's what it means to me. So sometimes it can work actually. Sometimes, because here's my point actually. Sometimes somebody may have already taken a lot of the actions, right? Somebody may have already done the practical things. Somebody may have already created many pathways for money to come to them, but somehow they have some sort of resistance within themselves, right? So it's like I look at it like there's two parts to this equation. There's the human you doing your part, and then there is the universe, whatever, like the energetic part. For me, manifestation means energy has accumulated somewhere so much that it becomes real in the physical reality. Okay? So, how do you accumulate energy so much in one direction? Through action and also through your mind, through your thoughts. And then somebody may be taking a lot of action, but their mind is kind of counterproductive towards that. And then, because one part of the equation is already done, when then they get into the space where they release resistance, then all of a sudden it comes in, right? So that's how I look at it. Yeah.
And what does abundance means to you?
What does abundance mean to me? That's again, there's abundance. Like sometimes abundance, there's two parts to abundance. There's abundance in it's like in the feeling of abundance, right? Like there's like, because here's how I look at it. There are people who have lots of money who don't feel abundant at all. It's true. There are people who have everything that so many people will be jealous of, but they don't feel abundant. They don't feel abundant in their hearts. They don't feel abundant in their system. They don't feel any of that. And then there are those in the spirituality realm who can feel the frequency of abundance, but at the same time, depending on what's happening in their minds and whatever, when it comes to abundance in money, for example, there is a lack, right? For me, I want both. I want both. I want abundance in my heart. I want abundance in my energy, and I want abundance in money. I want abundance in the physical realm. One expression that I heard some time ago, which like I had not heard it before in a long time, was money gives you freedom in the physical realm. It may not give you freedom in the spiritual realm, but at the very least, it gives you freedom in the physical realm. But I want freedom in my physical realm, and I want freedom in my spiritual realm. And so that's why for me, like I'm always equating both. I don't want to pursue money so much that I lose my freedom in my spirituality, in my spiritual realm. And I don't want to be trapped so much in my spiritual realm that I lose freedom in my in my physical freedom. Because actually, when you lose freedom in your physical, it definitely will affect your freedom even in the spiritual, if you see what I mean. And vice versa. Well, maybe not. Maybe not in one direction, but definitely in the other direction. It can. Let's just say it can. Yeah.